I'm going to critique this property, so if you decide to buy, design, or build a property yourself, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. Let's watch this one together.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Today we're coming to you from Malibu, California, and going to give you a tour of this stunning estate nestled in Paradise Cove.
Hands down, Paradise Cove, 10 out of 10 location. It literally does not get better. In not just Malibu, in Los Angeles. This is at the same level as Holmby Hills, Beverly Hills north of Sunset. It's perhaps the most expensive area in all Southern California, if not all California. You know some huge sales over here, the $200 million sale of Jay-Z and Beyonce. These are all houses right next to this property. So prime location.
This incredible property features breathtaking views of the Pacific Ocean, beautifully landscaped lush grounds, amenities like a movie theater, tennis court, and it also comes with its own private beach.
There are no private beaches in California. Okay, you might have an area within your lot that you have sand on, but the beach, the part of the sand that hits the ocean, right? That's public. Always will be public.
We're gonna start our tour on the exterior. Beautiful property.
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Architecturally speaking, I give this a 2 out of 10. It doesn't really have an identity. There's some elements of 1970s in there.
Timeless architecture.
Timeless architecture. Really? Enes, what's timeless about this? This is maybe a fad in 1970s with these it looks like garage door entrances, or maybe they were garage doors and then they were converted at some point. I mean, the facade doesn't even have an identity. What is this? Is this contemporary? Is this modern?
I want to talk about the driveway and the arrival experience to this property. Gates open up to a long private driveway that brings you to the motor court.
Okay, let's give credit where it's due. The frontage, private driveway, the approach is amazing. It's actually the best part of the property, and you're like, wait a minute, Arvin, it's like on the water. Like, that isn't that the best part? No, it's not. The frontage is the best part. You'll find out why. This is really important. Having a very good frontage in Paradise Cove is very, very important because you are on PCH, right? The main artery connecting Malibu to mainland Los Angeles. So having that separation from the street, that buffer for noise, privacy is super important. And this property does not disappoint.
The landscaping of this property is absolutely incredible. We have walkways, water features throughout.
Okay. Let's talk about landscaping. I would say it's outgrown and doesn't have an identity. It is lush. If you consider lush amazing, okay, then you're going for the jungle look. I wouldn't call this type of landscaping a manicured, beautiful, curated with a consideration for the design of the property. No, to me, it's just kind of some decisions were made in the 50 years ago. And the trees have grown, so they're mature trees. Yes, that's a positive. Mature trees is a positive thing.
Next to the driveway, we have a kids' play area, tennis court, and below the tennis court is an 8-car subterranean garage.
Wow. Okay, talking about low ceilings over here. Super low ceilings. But again, having a tennis court is a huge luxury. Considering how expensive land is in Paradise Cove, it's a blessing. I mean, it just kind of is showing off your acreage here. So you have a tennis court in the front of the property where there's a lot of more noise. So, if you're playing tennis, maybe you don't mind being close to PCH. And there's a nice walkways, right? They have kids area where kids can play, tree houses, all that stuff. I'm all for it. Again, I don't think it's manicured in a beautiful way, but you have those options.
Back to the motor court. If you look at the architectural details, the way this property is laid out, even the driveway draws your attention to the entry. In fact, if you look at this house from a bird's eye view, you'll realize that it's shaped like a V.
I would say it's more like a slice of pizza, and it's not like John and Vinny's or Pizzana. It's more like DiGiorno, okay? And you're like, is that in Los Angeles? Is it like pizza-shaped slice homes are trending right now? No. This is not happening. You're forced by the shape of the lot. This is a horrible lot. But Arvin, you said this area is banging. Yes, the area is banging. But this lot is not banging in the right places. To show you that, I got to show you an aerial view of this lot. Check this out. Okay, to start with, this is Jay-Z and Beyonce's house, okay? You see how much flat they have, how wide it is, okay? Now, this is the lot we are talking about, okay? Look, On the front side, super wide, right? They even have a tennis court over here. But as you get closer and closer and closer, it just narrows out in, right? And they're stuck with this little area that is a little bit of a promontory, and it gets views to build their house over here. And that's why I do consulting, because you should always, always, always first buy the land, then the house, then the finishes. Unfortunately, a lot of you go first buy the kitchen countertops, and then you're like, okay, I really like this house. No. You got to start with the land, the shape of the lot orientation, the lot dimensions, what could be added, what potentials does it have, which way it's orienting, what are its downfalls, right? This has major, major issues. Perhaps one of the worst lots in entire Paradise Coves. Look at it, you know? Maybe even this one is slightly better. It has a little bit more width. And then as you go down, it opens up over here. So you have this like open area on the bottom, which you can't really build on, and is right on the beach. But then for the property itself, you're stuck with a DiGiorno.
The point of the V is where we have the infinity edge pool. So it's a really unique architecture.
Unique architecture. Okay, Anas. Yeah, they really went for the pizza shape because it's really cool.
I love these walkways that we have on the second floor. That one right there is a one-bedroom guest house with its own kitchen and seating area.
You have to make a decision if you're a buyer for this property. Is it a teardown or is it a gut renovation? So pay attention. The finishes are absolutely dated, right? For the location, for the most expensive neighborhood in Southern California, if not California, these finishes are garbage.
Coming back to the entry, 2 water features. Look at this glass facade. Then we have double doors opening up to the foyer. I love these custom glass door handles.
He just loves everything. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, who would want like a naked female on the door handle carved in glass? Oh my God.
And come on in. Beautiful marble floors. This curved staircase goes up to the second floor.
Can you spot the flaw? I give you guys 3 seconds. I pause the frame sometimes and ask my subscribers to spot the flaw because it's a muscle you need to exercise. 3, 2, 1. They put the freaking spiral staircase, which is perhaps one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life, dead center on a lot that has no width. So they killed their wow factor because they decided to allocate the stairway over here. Very odd decision. Right? A very risky decision, and it never paid off. I'm not surprised the house is not remodeled yet, because one of the main things you would have to do if you want to remodel this house is you got to move the stairway. And when you decide moving stairways and all that stuff, the construction cost goes higher. And then at one point you're like, wait a minute, am I just better off like tearing this down? And we'll find out at the end of the video if it's a tear down or if it's a fixer.
You can see the second floor landing. Right ahead of us is the primary bedroom, which we'll cover later. And before we leave this section, I want to mention that we have the first guest suite on the right-hand side.
Okay, second guest suite. Notice something. No ocean view. This is an ocean view property. We've seen 2 bedrooms. They didn't have any view.
Another detail I want to point out about the staircase is the railing design. Each one of these glass panels.
Yeah, and I can't wait for you to implement this at your own house because it's really beautiful.
The whole staircase looks like an art piece.
Could you like keep a straight face and say that, man? Come on, is this art? Are you serious?
We have an opening here that leads you to the kitchen, but first I want to bring everybody to this side. That door right there opens up to an office with its own bathroom.
Like 1980s remodel, right? Like again, this is completely dated.
And coming right here, the first thing you see is the Pacific Ocean.
No, the first thing I see is that line in the middle. Okay, you knew you're gonna have this problem, right? You knew you're gonna have a narrow lot, and when you were about to give that wow factor, you couldn't ask your structural engineer, "Hey, please, I'm begging you. I've got this lot that looks like a DiGiorno slice of pizza, and I don't want to freaking column dead center. Okay, please arrange the weight of the structure so it will be an unobstructed view."
Views are fantastic. True floor-to-ceiling glass framing this amazing view. We have a powder bathroom here.
Completely dated. I mean, the pop of orange just came out of nowhere. I didn't see that one coming.
Let's check out this incredible space. It's super open, and I can't get over the seating area here. It's so elegant.
Yeah, this is really nice. You can't argue with these ocean views. As we walk around, I notice this kind of deco sensibility to this house, and not only the art they have everywhere, but kind of just the design. That's really cool.
I agree. It's super cool, and I just can't get over this seating area.
I can get over seating area. I've seen way better seating areas, and what's really even messing me up is the spiral staircase to the left. Are we in a freaking $200,000 home? Why do we have a spiral staircase right on the main frame by the formal living space? Horrible decision there.
Now, let's talk about the specs of this property for a second. We have 12 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms.
12 bedrooms, remember that, okay?
12,610 square feet of interior space, 2.57 acre lot.
How much of that lot acreage is actually usable? Okay, pay attention. That's very important. Like, just because you have the acreage and it looks good on paper, how much of it is actually usable?
Located here in Paradise Cove, on the market for $75 million.
Okay, that's a ridiculous amount of money. But what's even more ridiculous and comic is that this property first was listed at $115 million. And it's been on the market for years. 4 years. And it has never sold.
Now, let's go this way. Right on the other side, we have an amazing bar.
I like this. Okay, look, they had a tiny space, okay? And you got to give credit to like some old OG architects. They did few things good, okay? As far as functionality to a space, okay? Pay attention how they, with this narrow slice piece of pizza that they had, they gave utility to this room so people would actually use it. Because, by the way, it's the only room you really have to like actually get amazing views and hang out in. And they did a good job. I mean, it's not a huge bar. It's not a nice bar. It just gets the job done, right? It's like, you know, a bottle of Popov vodka, right? Like it gets you drunk. But it's tucked in. It gives it utility. On the other side, there's a properly placed dining table that it's perhaps where it should be, close to the view and the other formal living space. Again, so as far as not wasting the space, but just kind of let it hang by itself, they've done a decent job.
I just love how the balcony just wraps around the seating area, and look at these views.
Let's rate the views, okay? I actually don't dislike it. The way it kind of frames the ocean is pretty nice. I mean, it's a pretty narrow view. I would have wished it was significantly larger, but the fact that there is vegetation on both sides and it kind of frames it and gives it privacy, it's pretty nice. Now, the width of the view should have been, you know, ideally 4 times or 5 times wider than this. And then you had vegetations framing it around.
Look at that infinity edge pool, perfectly pointed towards the views.
Not by choice, buddy. You had to. The pool couldn't go anywhere else. If you go this way, you would have been in neighbor's house.
Beach is down there. It's so quiet and peaceful.
I feel like he's having a Titanic moment there. Like him and Mikey holding each other.
Now we have a staircase here leading you up to the primary bedroom.
Again, do you know what this means? The spiral staircase means that they didn't have enough room. Okay? but again, at least you should have not put it on the view side. Like, you should have hit it somehow. It just showcases that you have a very, very narrow lot at the most important part of the lot where the house sits.
Let me open up this sliding glass door so we can go back into the formal living room. On our right hand side is the formal dining area. Beautiful table.
Pretty decent sized formal dining room, right? Or area, I guess. I can't think of a better place to put it. Some of the seats get ocean view. Not bad. Again, good positioning.
Now, going through this opening, we have a small service hallway. And then going through this door, we arrive to the chef's kitchen.
Oh my God. This is like, it doesn't even have a regular kitchen. Like, this is intense. Can you imagine, like, you know, spending $75 million? And then you're asking like your wife and kids, and you're over here in this kitchen trying to make a freaking, you know, omelet. And you're like, why did we pay $75 million for this again? Why does it look like this? So hardcore for the square footage you had for this floor, right? Like, if you wanted that, you should have allocated completely a separate area. Not the prime location, which you had so tiny amount of.
Going here, we have a long hallway that leads us to another spacious seating area.
Do you know where this is? This is by the motor court. It looked to me as like this area at some point was a garage and it was converted. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, this is your TV room.
You have a powder bathroom, laundry room. You have a few other rooms on this wing. Now, I want to bring everybody this way so we can go back to the entry.
I was hoping we would never go back to this area.
Now, another thing that I want to point out is that this property has amazing architectural drawings.
Whoa, okay. So they want you to reimagine this property. If we reimagine this property, are we going to solve its issues? And that's what we're going to figure out at the end of the video.
To show you what can be done with this property, I think it looks gorgeous the way it is.
Dude, Enes, when you say these things, you know you devalue anything else you say. Is this gorgeous to you? Are you pretending that everything looks great?
Oh. Ton of natural light coming in, just a stunning property. Here we are at the lower floor landing. Again, staircase curves beautifully. I like how they incorporated this art piece to the floor of the landing.
This would be one of the first things that would go in the garbage.
Natural stone floors throughout.
Oh my God. This is so dated. It's so freaking dated. And Enes loves it. He thinks it's stunning the way it is.
The first room that we're gonna tour on this level is the movie theater, and it starts here. This is one of the chicest movie theaters we have ever seen on our
BS. Enes, you've seen way better, way nicer movie theaters than this.
I just love the fabrics, materials used throughout, and I feel like if Laura Piana built a movie theater, it would look like this.
Dude, you might get a cease and desist letter. Don't say that. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think they're offended.
I really like this movie theater. The Laura Piana reference.
I don't know if it was appropriate.
I'm not fully there to agree with that, but I just love, this has that old Hollywood deco feel.
It does look vintage. It does look old, that old Hollywood charm. It has that. I also promise you it smells. This is not something you would keep in a $75 million property. You could get inspired by it, and when you rebuild it or redesign it, reimagine it, you can have some elements like the color of the green or the orange and kind of pay homage to the old house, right? Whatever. But as far as like keeping this is, come on.
Just feels like a classic, movie theater. It's really nice.
Absolutely. Obviously, you have the screen behind me, and in the back, they have a projector room.
Yeah, it definitely smells like this is old. This is super, super old.
On the other side, we have this door opening up to another guest suite.
And no ocean view. And by the way, you see that fence? That's your neighbor's house. This is like a 5-foot setback. Again, $75 million, and none of your secondary bedrooms get an ocean view. Horrible.
There's another guest suite here that I want to show to everyone. Starts here, queen size bed, sliding glass.
Nope. No ocean view. Sorry. If you stick your head out of this window over here above that lamp, you might get ocean view. But you did get the fence view. The fence view is nice.
Let's check out this space. Powder bathroom. I know it feels like I'm passing through a lot of spaces. This is a pretty big property. If we go into every single room, I feel like it will take forever. So I'm trying to give everybody an efficient tour of the lower level. Now, let's go this way. Nice game area.
Again, not a bad use of their prime location. Do you see how the game room here incorporated to that lounge area, which is pretty much identical to the up higher level? When it came to that moment that, the weight of the house is hanging there, they did their best to fit everything in a very efficient way.
Now, welcome to the lower level seating area. Very minimalist.
Pay attention to the ceiling heights, okay? On both levels are very, very low for the price bracket, for the location, right? Now, you could choose architectural styles that wouldn't require ridiculously high ceilings. But again, is it a remodel or is it a tear down?
Before we leave this space, I want to mention there's a full bathroom here, serving as your pool bathroom, since we are on the lower level and we are about to check out this amazing terrace. First, we have the outdoor seating area with a fire pit right in the center. Views of the Pacific Ocean. Outdoor kitchen is on my left. Obviously, you have your infinity edge pool. And this terrace has these glass block inserts on the floors. These actually bring natural light to the lower level guest apartment, which is 2 bedrooms.
That was actually kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that at all. But again, obviously, you don't have ocean view. I mean, it's a dungeon, right? It's a complete dungeon. But you remember like 12,000 square foot of living space? Those are all the spaces you're going to get, okay? So on a bedroom count, it's actually got a lot of bedrooms. But the quality of the bedrooms, they speak for themselves.
Extremely private, hedged on each side. Weather is fantastic today. We have some lounging beds here.
Let's talk about privacy. He's got that right. It's very, very private. Even though you're super close to your neighbor's house is not as close to you as you are to the property line. So you get a lot of privacy, right? No one looks into your property. The fact that your hedge is already matured, it's grown out, and it gives you this privacy, it's a huge positive.
Infinity edge pool and your outdoor kitchen. What I love about this outdoor kitchen is the fact that it is designed like a commercial kitchen.
Why, are you a chef, Enes? What do you like about that? I like it, the fact that it's durable, but to me, chef's kitchen, chef appliances, everything, those stuff has to be tucked in. The more vibe, energy, it should be incorporated to the architectural style of the home, but now you're like, Arvin, it doesn't really have an architectural style. It's a ship design, I guess. It's a modern, like inspired by Titanic. I don't know. I don't know what the architectural style of this house is. I'm not even going to try. But to me, any hardcore cooking appliances and finishes should be tucked in and away from sight.
You have the beach and you have it all within one property. So special.
Yeah, I really like this, and everywhere you look around the house.
Did you guys see that? I just noticed this. Look, this is the neighbor. Remember I said the neighbor's house is not right by the property line, okay? So you have actual privacy, but look at their driveway. They have a driveway that goes to the same beach he's about to show us. And he's telling us it's a private beach. It seems like it's a shared beach, right? There's a big difference, right? If you own that area all by yourself, or no, there are 2 properties who have easements to use that part of the beach together.
Now let's cover the pool. White plaster, circular jacuzzi, and just like you said, Mikey, the way this pool is designed is pointing towards the views.
It looks more like a jacuzzi than a pool. It's like a dipping pool. It's not really like a swimming pool. It's a dipping pool.
So we have the house manager, Carlos, driving us to the beach. First, you have this private road. I say private road because it's actually part of this property, which is amazing. Now, coming to this section, we have a kids' play area on our left-hand side. And over here, we have a really cool covered seating area that I want to check out. This entry is super cool. Honestly, this is one of my favorite areas within the property.
That's not a good sign. That just tells you he didn't like the house. he was BSing us because this is a hut. This is a little hut. I like it too. I like these nooks. Like for beach properties, like hillside properties, if you have these little nooks in areas where you can go and hang out and have a view to look at and have a private moment, meditate, whatever you want to do. I like this area.
It's amazing to me that you can enjoy the ocean like this and have a little private zone within the beach all to yourself. They obviously have a few cabanas here, lounging beds.
Okay, the cabana execution is beautiful. I love it. The lounging bed, the setup, the beds, well done. Very, very cool. And this part, I'm pretty sure, is your property, okay? And it is private to you, but it's not really the beach. The beach is the part that hits the ocean. That area people could walk. It's a public beach. I've walked it myself. You could go there, walk around, and there's no fence or anything, by the way. People can just walk into here and trespass to your property. But you have to consider that this might not be private because the other property, your neighbor, also has a driveway that connects to it. So it's either shared or he has an easement where he could cross it to get to the beach themselves. So in either case, it really affects the valuation of the property.
Honestly, I'm speechless. Mikey, let's bring everybody here. Malibu has over 21 miles of coastline.
Look, Jay-Z and Beyonce's house, but more importantly, Mark Andreessen's house from Andreessen Horowitz, one of the biggest VC firms, most successful VC firms in the world, which was built by no other than Artie. And it's been a mystery to me. I think it's a way, way better property than Jay-Z and Beyonce's house. Almost no photos of it, but it just looks so much more magical. I think Mark bought it for $165 million.
And all these qualities combined makes this property and this offering truly one of a kind.
Yeah, that's why it hasn't sold, NS. It's been on the market for freaking 4 years, 3 years. It's not on the market right now, but it's been on and off the market for ages, and no one even touched it. Why? Right? Is it because it's amazing? You're going to find out what I'm going to do with it at the end of the video.
I'm really in love with the grounds of this property. We have few water features and few koi ponds. Let's go check out this one actually. The amount of money spent on landscaping and the development of this property is quite impressive. I mean, this is not just a koi pond. Look at the rocks and the whole landscaping design here. It's pretty intense.
Dude, you know what's intense? The fact that they didn't have a proper fence and they had a plant pot and put concrete in it and a stick and wires trying to fence off this location.
Now, let's check out the tennis pavilion. There's actually a staircase here going down to your subterranean garage. 8 cars. Over there, you'll also have a gym.
Oh my God, this is the most uninspiring gym. Can you imagine working out here? I feel like it's like a dungeon in, New York City gym, like the very cheap gym in New York City. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
How many bedrooms is this again?
12 bedrooms in total.
12 bedrooms in total. I feel like we've really just scratched the surface on bedrooms today because the size of this estate is so immense.
Okay, if you were to tear this property down, you would have to move the property, at least part of the property, a little bit farther back closer to the PCH, meaning potentially the tennis court might have to go. And that would be a sacrifice well making. And you might be able to get ocean views. And you're like, Arvin, I'm pretty sure you're going to get ocean views because it was uphill, right? So you're going to get, higher elevation. You should be able to get ocean view. Not necessarily. You wouldn't be able to tell from this video. Why? Because it's a, DiGiorno slice pizza shaped lot. And the plantations, the trees on your neighbor's borderline with your property could be so tall that really force you and frames the view to have ocean view at a distance just center, right? Which you wouldn't get ocean views from most of the rooms anyways. So there could be the reason that they built the house so close to at that really tight spot is the only place where you get a decent view. Again, you will have to do your due diligence on that.
I know everybody wants to see the primary bedroom suite, so follow me this way. Double doors open up, and here we are. I mean, these views are just unbelievable.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the neighbor's trees? These trees at a higher elevation could be blocking your ocean view, where you would still only get this tiny little bed, and from a farther distance away from the beach, it's even going to look smaller. At this angle, it looks like maybe you have 20% of ocean view. If you're farther back, maybe it's 5% of your optical vision looking in.
Bedroom is extremely private. You don't see any of the neighboring properties. Hedges on each side.
Good arrangement. I think I would have put a desk, like an office desk over here, but I like the seating arrangement. I actually like this furniture. It looks cool. I like where they've put the bed. Again, where it got to positioning furniture and elements to utilize the best view, they've done a good job. But pay attention to the ceiling heights. That's the other thing. If you're going to remodel, you're stuck with that.
Now, Mikey, let's take everybody this way to the walk-in closet. This closet is extremely spacious. This is the first section. We have a skylight above bringing natural light. This has to be one of the biggest closets we have ever seen.
BS! Are you serious? Oh my God, NS, why do you do this to yourself? Like you don't do this, please. I'm begging you. Like other mansion tour people don't say this type of stuff, and so you don't have to react to it. This is not the biggest freaking closet you've seen. You've seen way freaking bigger closets because I've watched all your videos. I have to do this. This is my job. Okay. You could say it's kind of positioned in a boutique store. Very ugly as far as finishes and cabinetry, but they've done a very manicured, nice way of positioning it. It kind of looks like a boutique clothing store you would find in a, beach town in south of France. Go with that. Okay. But as far as being the largest, come on.
Right on the other side is the primary bathroom. clawfoot tub, looks absolutely gorgeous.
With no windows to the view, okay? It's tucked in. I'm glad they gave a skylight for natural light to come. It is absolutely small.
I gotta say, between the interior spaces, grounds, this property is maintained so well.
It looks like a complete teardown or a fixer. So which one is it, okay? The answer is, to me, neither. If you were to call me and say, Arvin, I'm thinking about buying this, I would say, I do not recommend purchasing this property. I would only purchase a property like this at auction, okay? At bottom prices, because it has so many weaknesses. You got to spend so much money, and at the end, you have a subpar property. So you're starting on the back foot. If you follow my channel, if you subscribe to my channel, you always should know you first buy the lot, then you buy the house, then you buy the finishes. And I stopped at the lot with this one. As far as if let's say we do buy it at an auction, which case would you do? I would say I'm still leaning towards a teardown. If you could incorporate a kind of a ladder down design where you have the right bedroom distribution, where you still get this residential space on this level, so you somehow get to utilize this view in case if you miss it at a higher floor, it might be a not better option, because this area's location is a 10 out of 10. But it would only pencil if you buy this for what it is, okay? Which is one of the worst lots in Paradise Cove. And by the way, this is not the only Malibu property I've reviewed. If you want to see a better one, click on this one. And if you want to see what I do on a daily basis, check out my second channel, A Day in Life of Me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.